everyone, and welcome to Sharp Dress Gaming, and today we're back with some more Delta Battle League. Excuse me, this is week, I don't remember, there's too many leagues and too many weeks going on, I can't keep track of what week we're on and which league, but this week we are up against the Palm Beach Palosands and their coach, Jay Creams. His link will be in the description below. Be sure to go check out his side of the battle after this one. And we're going to do a quick team builder beforehand. I think I keep forgetting to do these in the Delta Battle League because this is the only one to really do them in. But I'm going to try and remember to do them from now on since the Showdown battles are a little bit quicker than the Wi-Fi ones. So this week we are bringing, first off, his team. He's got Skarmory, Florges, Salamence, which is one of his Z-Mons, Alolan Marowak, Machamp, Mega Manectric, Gastrodon, Type Null, Leavanny, Rotom Fan, which is another one of his Z-Mons, and Mesprit. So, seeing that team, I decided I'm going to bring Charizard this week. Charizard had the 4-move syndrome this week, because I wanted Dragon Pulse on here as well for the Salamence, but I figured since we had Ancient Power, it's not going to do as much as Dragon Pulse will, but at least it's something that hits them super effectively. Plus we can get them boosts maybe, so who knows. But we have Flamethrower, which will be hitting Skarmory. Is that it? Leavanny. And then Solar Beam will, of course, hit the Gastrodon, and that's it. Ancient Power is going to hit the Salamence, the Alolan Marowak, and the Leavanny, and the Rotom Fan. And then Air Slash will hit that Machamp, and I believe that's it as well. Leavanny as well. Everything just hits Leavanny. So, we're going max speed, max special attack. I don't know if I was speed creeping this. Oh, max speed was just in case he went like Adamant Salamence, and we'd be outspeeding Salamence, and at the least, we'd be speed tying with him. And then we're bringing Dragon Tree this week, the old Alolan Executor, Citrus Berry Harvest. We have Draco Meteor, Energy Ball, Leech Seed, Sleep Powder. I was going to go Choice Scarf this week, but because Alolan Executor is too freaking slow, he doesn't even outspeed Salamence with the Choice Scarf, so I figured it wasn't worth it. So we just went a little bulkier. We have enough speed to outspeed something. I don't know what it is. This battle happened a while ago, so I don't necessarily remember everything I sped crep for. It might have been Gastrodon, but that seems a lot for a Gastrodon, but then again, I don't know. So Draco Meteor will be hitting that Salamence, of course, Energy Balls for the Gastro, and then we have Leech Seed, Sleep Power just for some utility. And then we have Aggron here with leftovers. We went Rockhead this week instead of Sturdy, which actually does mess me up during the battle. A little bit of a spoiler there. With Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam, which will be hitting the Florges. Then we have Head Smash, which will be hitting all of his flying types, except for Skarmory. It'll hit that Salamence. It'll hit the Marowak. It'll hit the Leavanny. It'll hit the Rotom Fan. And then we have Flamethrower, so we can stay in against Skarmory and try and hit him that way. And then we're Brave Natured. And then we have Crocodile's back this week. Crocodile is now at the top of the leaderboards with 17 kills, 5 feints. So hopefully we can get him some more this week. Choice Scarfed and Moxie once again with Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, Iron Tail. It unfortunately won't outspeed a lot of... Excuse me. It won't outspeed like Salamence if he's Choice Scarfed. But I wanted to be able to outspeed Mega Manectric for sure. So we have enough speed to do that. Excuse me a second. Sorry, I just got like a Shamrock Shake and it's all that lactose, you know. It clogs up my throat a little bit. But yeah, Earthquake, Knockoff, Stone Edge, Iron Tail. Iron Tail's for the Florges, Stone Edge for the Ments, and then Earthquake and Knockoff for everything else. And then we have William is coming this week. Adrenaline Orb with Competitive. So I wanted to see if I can get the Mega Manectric or the Salamence to give us that boost. I believe the speed only outspeeds Salamence, if I'm not mistaken. But there's that. So we have Scald, Ice Beam, Recover, and Mirror Coat. And then a bunch of different stats. The speed is just outspeed. I think it's Salamence. I don't remember if it's Salamence and Mega Manectric, but the Mirror Coat does knock out the Mega Manectric, so there's that. And then we have Woodstock, our Togetic, so we can defog things away, and then Dazzling Gleam for the Ments, Roost, so we can just stay healthy, and then Thunder Wave to slow things down outside of the Rotom Fan, and the Alolan Marowak, if it's Lightning Rod, the Mega Manectric, and the Gastrodon, which Gastrodon and Alolan Marowak are already slow enough as it is. So there's the team. We're going to hop on over to the battle and see how it turned out for us. So here we can see the two teams. I brought the team we just went over, and then he has Mega Manectric, Salamence, Skarmory, Machamp, Alolan Marowak, and Gastrodon. So I probably should have prepared a little bit more for that Machamp because really the only ways we have to hit it are Charizard and Togetic, and they're both not knocking out the thing in one hit. So it's going to be scary with Dynamic Punch. I believe I lead off Aggron here, so let's get on. So I can try and get Stealth Rocks up, expecting a Skarmory to lead. But he actually leads with Machamp, so I'm like, oh boy, I don't want to take this Dynamic Punch from a Machamp. That's going to KO us, especially without Sturdy. So I'm going to switch out into Togetic. Togetic should be able to eat this up with the Violate plus 4 times resistance to the Dynamic Punch. And which we do does about 9%. I'm like, alright, I'm confused now, but that should be fine. I go for Dazzling Gleam here, because that's really the only thing I go for. I could have went for Thunder Wave, I guess, but or maybe I did go for Thunder Wave, because he brought in Gastrodon. So, no, I just switch, expecting him to switch, I guess. And then I go into Aggron, expecting the Skarmory, but it is the dumb little Gastrodon, so I'm going to switch out again. Aggron just keeps coming in on things that it doesn't like. So now Melodic will come out. I could have went for Executor, but I just wasn't sure if he was going to go for Ice Beam, expecting that. But I'm going to go for my own Ice Beam, see how much damage I can do to this thing. It does about 19%, and he does Toxic. I keep forgetting that Gastron always carry Toxic, especially for my Milotic. I always try and double down on a Gastron with my Milotic. If I had Hidden Power Grass, we'd be looking a lot better, but we don't. So now I'm Toxic, and he's going to bring in the Skarmory here, the Ironclad Chad. Ice Beam still does a decent amount, and it actually freezes him, so I'm like, well, that kind of helps a little bit, I guess. I mean, it's Skarmory. I can just switch in my Aggron on this thing every time. So, Freeze, I guess Freeze is bad for him because he can't set up all of his hazards, but I mean, Aggron just comes in on me every time. He's going to switch out the Skarmory, though, into the Gastrodon, so now my Aggron's sitting here like, oh, whoops, not this again. So I believe I switch right back into Melodic, or maybe I bring an Executor this time. I might bring Executor. Yeah, I bring Executor this time, expecting him to Scald again. If we get burned on Executor, it's fine. We're a special attacker. So here I go for I believe I go for Energy Ball, expecting him to maybe stay in, but he doesn't. I don't know what I went for actually. Skarmory's gonna come out though. It's frozen. It can't do anything. I go for Sleep Powder. I went for Sleep Powder. That's what I did, expecting the switch. But he switched into this frozen thing. So, I mean, and the freeze here is hurting him because he can't Brave Bird me. But it's also, I mean, Executor is not going to be doing anything to him unless I had Flamethrower. I should have had Flamethrower on this thing. But Leech Seed is gonna get what little health I was missing, and then I'm just going to blast him with Energy Balls until he switches out, because I'm expecting him to switch, because last time I brought in the Aggron, he switched out the Skarmory into Gastrodon, but then again, it was also against Milotic, so there's that. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here and blast him with Energy Balls, hoping that the Gastrodon eventually switches in, expecting me to switch out, because I'm not doing anything with Energy Ball, but yeah, at this point, we're just dwindling down this frozen Skarmory, just blasting away. He finally switches here into, I believe, Marowak. So Marowak comes in. I go for another Energy Ball. It's like, whatever. It does get the special defense drop, but I still don't think Draco Meteor takes him from here. It might have been able to. I should have went for it, because I would go for Leech Seed here, and I'm like, yes, and he Flare Blitzes, I'm dead, because of critical hit. It is neutral to Alolan Executor. I don't know that it mattered. I didn't calc it out, but it might have, but then again, we froze him, so what can you do? So I'm going to bring in the Charizard here because I can Ancient Power, and the Salamence is going to come in on that, so that's fine with me. I'm not. Maybe you expected me to have Earthquake? I'm not sure. I didn't have it though. I had Ancient Power. I probably should have had Earthquake for the Manectric, but I don't think we would have ever had a case where we would have been able to use it. So Ancient Power. 25% to the Salamence. It's not bad, but it's not great. So I'm going to switch in my Togetic, but he's going to switch right out into the Gastrodon once again. This stupid Gastrodon. Now that I don't have Executor, this Gastrodon is going to be the worst thing in the world. I do have Solar Beam on the Charizard, which I'm going to bring in here, but I don't know. I do not know. He's going to go for Toxic. And here I believe I go for Flamethrower, expecting the switch, or maybe I Solar Beam. I think I Solar Beam here. It's been a while since we had this battle. We had it pretty early on in the week, and I had 2 battles after that. So he's going to bring in the Skarmory. I go for Ancient Power, I guess, trying to catch the Salamence, but that's going to knock out the Skarmory. So Toxic's gonna be hurting me a little bit, and now in comes a Magnetric. I'm like, all right, that's fine with me. That's fine with me. So now I switch out into Milotic. Yes, I switch out into Milotic. I guess just to sack it at this point, I think was the idea here. I was going to sack it off, but I forgot I have competitive and Adrenaline Orb. He goes for Volt Switch. Yep, he goes for Volt Switch. Actually, no, you know what I was expecting? I was expecting him to expect Krook to come in and go for like Hidden Power Ice, but apparently that's not what he was expecting me to do anyway. So he Volt Switches, and I'm really hurting now. So I do outspeed this Marowak, and I can go for Scald here, but Gastrodon can always come in, like it does here. So I believe I go for Ice Beam, because I think it would have got... No, I go for Recover. I love these games where I don't remember what happened, because it's been so long in between battles. But now I go for Ice Beam, just trying to get damage off. We are at +2, so it's doing a little bit more than it was last time. So now he's down to 61. He's going to clear Smog, which gets rid of all of my stats. I'm like, well, Barnacles. I guess I was maybe for the Krook, because the Krook always sets up in matches. But now it was against the Melodic, so now I'm sad. But I'm going to recover here. It's kind of just a stall war between these two. I really wish I would have carried Hidden Power Grass. And he's actually going to get the special defense drop, so my special attack will go up once again. But at this point, I'm going to faint if I go for Recover and he Earth Powers me. But he actually switches. So I go for Ice Beam here. It will still knock out this Marowak, I'm pretty sure? Question mark? It does. Okay, critical hit. That might have mattered. I'm pretty sure it did. But what can you do? This game was just hacks left and right. Critical hits, defense drops, paralyses, freezes. I don't think there was any paralysis. Why did I say that? It was all toxic. But he's going to Signal Beam, expecting Krook to come in now, but my loading's almost dead, so I'm just going to let it go. And now I can bring in the Krook. No, I can bring in the Aggron. I'm a liar. I can bring in the Aggron. I'm going to go for Head Smash here, I believe. I do believe. And he's going to bring out the Gastrodon once again, of course. But Aggron has nothing to hit this thing with, so I'm just going to Head Smash. Just 31%, which isn't bad, but it's also not great. And now I switch in Charizard to bring up the Sun and reduce the Scald damage. And then hopefully get a Solar Beam off in this thing this time. Because last time I expected to switch and went for Ancient Power. So this time he's got to stay in, right? Right? So I go for Solar Beam here, hoping I can get rid of this thing. Because if I can get rid of this thing, we just have to worry about the Machamp, which we have Air Slash for here, and Dazzling Gleam for on our Togetic. He does switch into the Salamence, unfortunately. So Solar Beam isn't going to do a ton, about 6%. And then I'm just going to go for an Ancient Power, hoping for the best here. We do have Intimidate Salamence on our hands for this battle, so we don't have to worry about Moxie setting up with him. We do get the boost off of the Ancient Power, which is kind of cool, but we're at the point where if he hits us anyway, we're dead, especially with Stone Edge. Charizard just dies, does rocks. So Charizard is now down, but I can bring Woodstock. I can bring in the Togetic here, go for Dazzling Gleams. I probably should have not, just because we saw the Stone Edge already, so it's going to bring us down to 46%. Dazzling Gleam will only do 24%, so another one takes him out, but Stone Edge is going to take us out first. So now we don't really have anything for the Machamp, which is a problem, because both my Pokemon died in Machamp, so it is unfortunate, but I'm going to bring in Dingodile here. I'm just going to go for a knockoff, because it'll knock him out. He has Assault Vest, so that's why he was taking those Ancient Powers so well. I do get the Moxie boost, but now we're at the point where it won't matter, because Knockoff's not going to do anything to this Machamp, and I obviously couldn't go for Earthquake because of Salamence. I'm going to switch out. It's kind of useless at this point, because I don't have Sturdy on this Aggron, so Dynamic Punch didn't knock us out. Even if I had Sturdy, we weren't going to outspeed it the following turn, so it really didn't matter. I could have just let Krook go down and then brought out Aggron and not wasted as much. I mean, it would have been the same amount of turns anyway. But I go for the Earthquake. Maybe a crit will knock him out. It doesn't. And we didn't even get a crit anyway. But a crit wouldn't have knocked him out anyway. So Dynamic Punch is going to take us out. And unfortunately, we'll go down. The fortunate thing is Krook did get a KO, right? Yes, it KO'd the Salamence. So there's that. Oh, wait, I played this battle right after my Week 5 from the PGL, and I was really on tilt for that. So I think that caused a lot of my misplays. Not that... what am I trying to say here? So he played very, very well, Jay Creams. So go check him out if you have not already. But I think um, there wasn't too many misplays as much as he was outplaying us. I think was the biggest thing. So just like Gastrodon being able to stop us quite a bit, not having him power grass on the Milotic, letting my Executor stay in on like a low Marowak was pretty dumb. I probably could have just switched to Milotic or even Charizard there. But what can you do? Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll be back the following week here. We are at the very bottom of getting into playoffs, so if we can just continue to do well, we'll be able to get into playoffs at least this season. But you know, what happens happens. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Stay sharp, everyone, and go Wild Charge.